and welcome to the Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Sonata Artica, I think that's how you say it, their latest album, Stones Grow Her Name. So this album is the 7th studio album from the Finnish power metal band, and it was released in Europe on May 19th, 2012. And it got to number 9 in the Billboard Heatseekers chart in the US, and it got to number 9 in the UK rock chart as well. And for those of you who don't know, the band consists of Tony Kakko on vocals, and I'm probably going to say a lot of these names wrong, Elias Viljanin on guitar, Marko Pasikowski on bass, and Onwik Klingenberg on keyboards, and Tommy Portimo on drums. So, this album starts off with the track Only Broken Hearts Make You Beautiful. And this track, it starts off with some nice guitar work and vocals, and they immediately set the power metal tone for the album. And it's very clear that this is going to be a proper power metal album. And this song is certainly a nice way to start an album, with a nice solo and riffs combined with a really catchy chorus. And Tony Kakko's voice certainly does shine through, and you see how good a vocalist he is. And then we get to the second track, Shitload of Money. Yes, it actually is called that. And this starts out with what sounded like electric drums to me, which terrified the living daylights out of me. I'm not a fan of electric drums, especially an example earlier this year, Bruce Springsteen using it in the song Rocky Ground from Wrecking Ball. Not a good combination. But luckily after about 10 seconds it goes back to straightforward power metal with a proper drummer, and this again, it's another good song. It has a great chorus, but it actually is pretty musically bland. Still, it's a decent song, but not particularly good. Though it gets Losing My Insanity, and this starts out with a beautiful piano melody that sounds like it was whipped straight from a classical composition, before Elias Viljanin kicks his guitar in with a great chugging sound that carries the verse forward. This is definitely my second favourite song on the album. It combines a fantastic chorus with some really good guitar work, and it's a very musically interesting and dynamic song. I do enjoy the song a lot, fantastic power metal song. Then we get to Somewhere Close to You. This starts out with some more chugging, very metal overdriven guitar, almost like Metallica before the vocals kick in. And this song, it's alright, it's nothing special, it's just very average. It does, however, have good vocals because, you know, Tony is just got a good voice, but again, it's just musically very dull, and the chorus just doesn't have that hook. I just can't get into it at all. But luckily the song I Have a Right redeems it completely, as this song starts off gently with vocals and keyboards behind it, repeating the chorus, and then the guitar kicks in. They then disappear, and this is a very keyboard driven song, but with some nice guitar riffs over the top, and an exceptional chorus. Absolutely exceptional chorus. It's clearly the best song on the album, from the ballady verse to the overdriven powerful chorus. And it has a very interesting bit in the middle, just a girl talking about her rights to be free, but this fits the song absolutely perfectly and really is very nice. It's a truly superb song that they should certainly be proud of. Definitely the best song on the album, and one of the best songs I've heard all year. Absolutely phenomenal song. Now I get to Alone in Heaven. This starts out purely acoustically, but this is Sonata Artica, so after about 10 seconds the metal riff kicks in. Then as soon as the metal riff comes in, it's replaced, and this is a predominantly keyboard driven song. It does have a lot of guitar over the top, but I would say it's predominantly keyboard driven. And, you know, it's sort of a very typical power metal song, really. It has a big catchy chorus, but just because it's typical doesn't make it bad. In fact, that's one of the best solo albums, best guitar solos on the album. And the mixture of metal with the lighter instruments really does suit this band's skill sets immensely, and it is a winning combination. A very good song. Then get to the day. This starts off with some lovely keyboards, and it's definitely a keyboard driven song, but with some nice riffs over the top. It sounds nice up to the chorus, which is pretty lackluster, to be honest. The song does have a nice use of instruments and effects, but I think it would have been better left as an instrumental, to be honest. I think the words do ruin this song. It's just lyrically off, and the chorus is not very memorable. It's alright, but no, I can't say I'm keen on it. Oh my god, then we get to Cinder Blocks. What to say about this song? It's exceptionally weird. I mean, it has a banjo, and this is the first time and only time you're ever going to hear me say this, but this is a banjo-driven song. I mean, indeed, this banjo, it features all throughout the song. I really don't like this. I mean, this song still has metal guitar in it, but it sounds like some sort of heavy power metal country, and yeah, it just doesn't work at all. I just think the song is unlistenable. It just does not work. It's like the combination between Lou Reed and Metallica. It just doesn't work, and this just doesn't work. It's a really crap idea, to be honest. No, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Even if the keyboards are amazing in the song, it's just no, not for me. Then I get to Don't Be Mean, which starts off with just Tony's voice and some gentle piano behind it. This is the only true ballad on the album, and it just has vocals, acoustic guitar and piano throughout. It's a really nice song. It definitely highlights Tony's vocal prowess. It's very good and definitely a highlight on the album. Now, the two Wildfire songs. Wildfire Part 2 and Part 3. So Part 2 is called One with the Mountain, and it starts off with an almost Irish sounding violin for the first 1.5 minutes. Certainly a lot better than the goddamn banjo and Cinder Blocks, but it's alright, but not the best. But then it finally turns metal again after 1.5 minutes, though it isn't much of an improvement when it does, because in fact it's very boring. Nothing really happens. I mean, this is not because it's a 7.5 minute song as opposed to a 4-minute song. I love long songs. I'll happily listen to an hour-long transatlantic song. But this is just boring. You can see it's trying to capture a sort of operatic nature like Nightwish, but it's failing miserably. And then you get to Wildfire Part 3, Wildfire Town, Population 0. It seems like they're trying to give some sort of concept of these songs, but it doesn't work because the concept just... It's not a concept. This is no Metropolis Part 2. So this song, Part 3, it starts with bursts of speed metal with birds singing in between. Yeah. So you literally get Ingrid Malmsteen fast guitar and then chirruping birds. This band really is absolutely insane. We've gone from banjos to birds singing. Many things I never thought I'd be saying in a metal album review. But then after the birds finish their song, it goes back to a more linear metal sound. But again, like Part 2, this song just suffers from being boring and bad. They tried to be overly pretentious and complicated technically on these Wildfire songs. They seem to want to be dream theatre mixed with the operatic nature of Nightwish, but to be honest, they're just not technically good enough, and I think they go better when they have simpler songs and more ballady songs with big catchy chorus, like I Have a Right, for example, and Losing My Insanity. These two songs, they're just poor. Overall, I'd say this album, it's alright. You know, some songs like I Have a Right and Losing My Insanity, fantastic songs, and Alone in Heaven's a great song. But this album is nothing revolutionary or outstanding, and I think Dragon Force's Power Within was a better power metal album just released this year. If you like Sonata Artica, yeah, you're gonna like this album. It's very them-ish, except for some strange as hell things. Really strange as hell things. You know, they're trying to experiment. I wish they just experimented in a better way. Yeah, so I'm going to give this album a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, it's just not particularly good. So yeah, this has been the Album Man. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as usual, long live rock and roll.